What do you do when you face problems or hardships? Do you find yourself complaining or feeling unmotivated? Or do you manage to stay positive? For how many years I was part of the group that used to complain, but everything changed when I discovered this biblical principle, and I'm excited to share it with you. Hi, my name is Daniel, and I'm Christian content creator. And today we're gonna talk about how to face any problems or challenges as a Christian. So this video is part of the series now, how to face problems or challenges as a Christian, and ang link sa first video na there's at us. Again, giving your life to Christ is not an absence of problems. But ang promise ni Jesus, promise ni God is that even in those problems, the peace of God is still with us. And that peace transcends all understanding. Okay? So dapat mo natong unang mindset. And today, kabalo mo, we're gonna talk about the life of a Bible character who experienced extreme challenges, but he emerged victorious, and up until today, nahimo siya nga blessing sa ato nga mga life. We're gonna talk about the life of Daniel. When you think of Daniel, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Unsa man? So, first good is that Daniel in the lion's den, di ba? Di na gud siya mawa. Daniel in the lion's den, mo na gid na. Ang kabalo ba mo that up until today, for how many years, nahimo gyapon nga blessing sa ato. Because if Daniel did not experience those challenges or problems, then wala tay story nga ingato. Then wala tay dito mo bless sa story nga ingato. Because pero can experience man niya, nahimo to nga blessing up until today. So that means that in our lives, these challenges, these problems, is an opportunity to bless the next generation. So ang secret biblical principle nga akong istorya is that it's not just for you, it's for them. Again, it's not just for you, it's for them. It's for the next generation. So in the case of Daniel, up until 2,000 plus years, nahimo gyapon siya nga blessing sa ato. And hitabo magid ato is that there was a decree nga issued no nga no one should pray to any other god except lang gid sa king ato nga time. And pero when Daniel learned about it, he did not waver in his faith, but instead he still prayed to the Lord. And akong ibasa sa inyo. Verse 10 sa Daniel 6 verse 10. When Daniel learned that the document had been signed, he went into his house. The windows in its upstairs room opened toward Jerusalem, and 3 times a day he got down on his knees, prayed, and gave thanks to his God, just as he had done before. So even he learned those decree no, nga punishable by kuan yun, thrown into the lion's den, he still prayed. And after ana, sakpan siya, then he was thrown into the lion's den, but he was uninjured in the lion's den. But dire akong storyahan sa inyo. Sa verse 25. Anay tabo, na-learn sa king powerful good ang God di Daniel. So nahitabo, verse 25. Then the king Darius wrote to those of every people, nation, and language who live on the whole earth, may your prosperity abound. I issue a decree that in all my royal dominion, people must tremble in fear before the God of Daniel. For he is the living God and he endures forever. His kingdom will never be destroyed and his dominion has no end. So meaning, because of the challenges of Daniel, because of the problems that Daniel experienced and he emerged victorious, nag-issue ang king og decree to the entire world nga pasabot nga people must tremble and fear before the God of Daniel. So in our lives these problems, these difficulties, these challenges is an opportunity to testify about our God, about the God that we serve. So problems, challenges are opportunities for God to do signs and wonders. So problems are not gonna end lang yun yung problems. They are opportunities for God to do extraordinarily in our lives. So in the case of Daniel, that's what happened. And up until today, we know about it. We are still blessed by it. 'Di ba? Pila na ka years. So again, it's not just for you. Ang problem nga nahitabo, 'di ba? We talk about this nga it's not against you but it's for you. And karon na po, it's not just for you, but it's for others. For others to know about your God. For others, for the next generation, for your sons, maybe your daughters, no, your grandsons, kinsa nga mga next generation, so that they would know about the God that we serve, and it's an avenue to testify. And I can think, no, the life of the son of Peter Tanchi, Pastor Peter, si Joy, she experienced good, extreme good nga kalisod sa una. She was raped, but God used that nga nahimo siya nga blessing to other people. Because of that experience in their church, nag-open na to about ingana, and hundreds of women first time gud sila nag-confess nga na-experience po din na nila, na uwaw lang gud sila, but because na naka-experience na nag-testify, then na-bless po to sila, and karon they're na-heal na po sila, and nahimo po siya nga blessing entire nations, di ba? When we obey God, it's not an absence of problems, but rather may experience nato mga problems. But when we do not quit, no, when we become victorious in those problems, when we win those problems, no, it will turn into a testimony that will bless the next generation. Our sons and daughters, mabless po tungod sa ato mga na-experience. So your problems, your hardships, is not just for you, but it's also for the next generation. For that generation to be blessed by the Lord. And again, when I learned about this, when I applied these things, no, my perspective changed and I was never the same again. And na-bless ko po gyapon sa life today niya. Again, this video is a series. You can watch the previous videos nasa link above. And next week na po, mag-story na po ta another biblical principle on how to face any problems or challenges. So thanks for watching, and God bless, and bye-bye.